This consumer alert takes us to housing court. That's where renters are likely to end up when facing eviction. And Deanna, that's where you spent the morning yesterday, right?
Oh, that's right, Brett. I've been investigating Rochester's eviction crisis for the better part of 3 years. Yesterday, I went to housing court to attend an eviction hearing for Keshia Ward. Now, you may remember I brought you her story last month. Housing advocates held a protest in the lawn of her rented home. Her landlord has chosen not to renew her lease, and Keshia is now facing eviction. It's especially stressful, she says, because this retired teacher raising 2 children says she has incurable breast cancer that has now spread to her brain. Yesterday, Keshia was scheduled to have her eviction case heard in court, but the judge postponed that hearing because Keshia doesn't have a lawyer. The pro bono lawyers who usually represent tenants facing eviction told her they can't represent Keshia because they have a conflict of interest. Housing advocates tell me they've encountered this many times before.
Most cases are heard by legal aid, but if legal aid doesn't have the capacity, or if there is a conflict like this situation, then in a lot of cases the tenant ends up without a lawyer and unrepresented against a landlord lawyer who probably is here every single day with thousands and thousands of cases and experience.
Now, while Keshia says legal aid didn't explain what their conflict of interest was, housing advocates say it's not uncommon because legal aid represents so many folks in our area in many different situations. And Keshia now has less than 3 weeks to find a pro bono lawyer with another agency. She describes how her stage 4 cancer and the pending eviction are affecting her daughters.
My youngest is at a point now, it's like, can you help me get my associate's degree while I'm in high school so I can get my bachelor's degree while I'm a freshman in college so I can get my master's degree and it was one of those things like, you're going to miss out on all the good things. Mom, you got cancer. I kind of want to make sure you see everything. So it's one of those things where you kind of get a little stressed out because no child should have to worry about if they're going to be evicted the next day.
So I contacted the president and CEO of the Legal Aid Society, and while she couldn't speak to Keshia's case, of course, she says there are instances when her organization can't represent a tenant because of a conflict of interest. For example, if Legal Aid represented a child in family court, they couldn't then represent their parent in housing court. Keshia has already contacted the Tenant Defense Project, and so far, no luck. Her situation speaks to the incredible number of people who need pro bono legal help in our city. But Keshia says she'll keep looking. Her next court appearance is October 29th, and of course we'll be there. And that's your consumer alert.